access level has recently increased. Excellent.
Go! Go!
Incoming message.
Good evening and welcome to Behind the Scanner. Our hosts for tonight are Andrew Krug from Virginia, Frank Martinez from Los Angeles. Our special guests tonight are Wyman Wong from Hong Kong and Patrick Lawler from Los Angeles. Welcome to the show. The Q&A tool is enabled for tonight's broadcast. Submit your questions throughout the show and we'll ask as many as time allows. If you know someone who would make a great guest, submit their information to us at bit.ly/BTS_guest. Finally, you can watch past episodes and subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/behindthescanner. And now, your hosts of Behind the Scanner.
Welcome, agents. Good evening. This is episode 41. I can't believe it. Well, let's get the show started. Tonight, our first guest is Wyman Wong from Hong Kong. Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Hello.
So before we get into Wyman's interview, I do have to apologize. Jorge wasn't feeling good, and so I took him out of the intro, and so he didn't get to say hello. So, Jorge, do you want to wave to the audience real quick? So there you go. Sorry, man. Sorry. Okay. And we do have a special co-host tonight. Frank Martinez is joining us, so welcome. But although you guys are handsome, let's get to the man of the hour, or the half hour, Wyman Wong. Thank you for joining us, sir. As Jorge mentioned, you are from Hong Kong, which is in China, and with the strength of Hong Kong, you know, it's got the fastest growing economy in the world. I read on Forbes just yesterday, in fact. You know, what is it like living in a place with perpetual change and, you know, 8 million other people around you? Is it just like a beehive of just people coming and going in and out?
I think living in Hong Kong is a great experience as there is 8 million people living in Hong Kong, and it's not really that feeling very crowded in at Hong Kong, just like in NYC, I think. And I think Hong Kong is a place which is people is more crowded in some commercial area, as many visitors are coming to Hong Kong, but it looks not really crowded at the other place of Hong Kong. So I think Hong Kong is a very good place for visiting or just for living. It's a very good place. And the weather is good here also.
That's awesome. Hong Kong also has twice as many skyscrapers as NYC, with all those tall buildings, about 1,300 of them. How do you get GPS locked to play Ingress?
So there is a big problem here for playing Ingress, as the GPS is not really accurate here in Hong Kong. But for example, when I go out for commercial area, just like saying central area, and it is a very big, how to say, many skyscrapers there, and the GPS is not really very accurate. But we just try ourselves as we can to touch a lot of portals there, as there is a lot of portals which is you need to walk around. I think it's around, if the portal is around 14 meters away, you need to walk around 50 to 60 meters to touch the portal. So there is a big problem of GPS, but But we just used to it.
So, do you guys are there problems with tripping the anti-spoofer flags? I guess. Do you guys have people that get banned for spoofing when in reality it's just you can't get a GPS signal?
Yes, but we seldomly get caught for spoofing of that time because we just know of when the GPS is not stable, we just stand there and wait for it to be stable and we walk again. So yes.
A lot of walking and standing and waiting, huh? I guess that's
Yes.
English in general.
We just stand there and just keep chatting, so wait for the GPS comes back and just keep going.
So I got a question for you, Wyman. Do you have any tips or tricks on how to overcome that GPS problem? With so many ingressors traveling the world, sometimes they get caught out of their element, especially in larger cities.
So I think is if you have a GPS problem such as you cannot get a location, just turn on your Wi-Fi first. Wi-Fi helps you a lot when your GPS is not accurate. And even though if you turn on Wi-Fi, you cannot get the location, just force close the app or kill the app and just restart it again, and you will get the location.
That has to be held when you are in an anomaly, right?
Yes. So having an anomaly here is a great experience, and all of them are having the same problem of GPS is not accurate, and but also having a lot of fun and just chatting with the foreigners coming Hong Kong to have anomalies or having another drinks or just having drinks or having a dinner or hanging out. It's quite nice.
Well, let's go back a little bit about Hong Kong. The British had a 99-year lease at Hong Kong that expires in 1997. That was a global event that Hong Kong was returned to China, and well, it was really big. I remember that. But maybe you don't because of your age. But have your parents described how was life in compared to now? Do you have memories or from your parents about that?
Actually, my parents had described what life was like when then compared to now, and my parents told me that it's not that a big difference of while before 1997 or after 1997 because we just use the same British law to the when we just giving back Hong Kong to China, so it has it does not have a lot of changes for Hong Kong, but I think you guys know that Hong Kong has happened something last year, which is called Occupy Hong Kong, which is we are just going to fight for the democracy, but as there is some slightly changes for these years, as the government want to stop the not stop, but I think it's more or less the freedom of speech in Hong Kong. So everybody is freaking out that wow, will Hong Kong will become will become a part of China and not really free than the past. So everybody was worried right now, and what I think is now is it's not really that worse than the people think, as we still have the freedom of speech here, but I think that will be a fear, as you know that there has 50 years not changing anything policy at the rules of the contract. So the 50 years are becoming very fast to go away. So it is. So people are getting worried about how about what happened of 50 years later, or we cannot go to YouTube, or we cannot go to Google of 50 years later, or just remain the same as now.
So do you think that Hong Kong and the culture that you guys have there has influenced, mainland China more than mainland China trying to change Hong Kong?
So I think it's mainland China is trying to change Hong Kong to more mainland China feel, but many people don't want to see it because we don't like mainland China's culture.
I can imagine. We've had guests on. Well, we had a guest on from mainland China, and yeah, it sounds really rough to have to do anything from my westernized United States standards, at least. So, well, we could probably talk all day about Hong Kong. I find it fascinating. But enough about where you're from. Let's talk about you a little bit. So, when you're not playing Ingress, what is it that you actually do?
When I'm not playing Ingress, as I'm working right now, so maybe afterwards, if I'm not playing Ingress, I will go back home and play video games or computer games. And I like hanging out, so maybe hanging out with friends and just do some hanging out and dinner and simple life in Hong Kong and and that's all. And so without Ingress, Hong Kong has a lot of places to visit, and so when on Saturday I like to go hiking and go for visiting another Hong Kong's some spot of Hong Kong, and I like hiking a lot. So Hong Kong has many hills in Hong Kong, so hiking is a very great choice for me to relax and so much adventure when you go hiking as there is many species which you cannot go which you cannot see it at the other world, and that is very interesting for me to discover it for the many creatures in Hong Kong.
Wyman, question for you: Have you do you play any other games other than Ingress on a regular basis, or even currently?
Yes, I play League of Legends and I play SimCity and I play FIFA for the rest of the time when I'm not playing Ingress.
I think SimCity is probably the extent of my gaming, but I definitely should probably get into more of those games. Have you always been a gamer?
I'm not always be a gamer, as I'm always hanging out at the street. But I would like to play games at a lot of times with my friend, and especially they just call me to play League of Legends, and we can play for a whole night.
Yeah, time does seem to go by pretty quick.
Yes.
For everyone watching at home, remember that you can submit questions for our guest. If you're watching us via YouTube, you can click in the banner at the bottom of the video and it says "Be part of the conversation." From there, just click the square grid and the icon in the upper right and select Q&A. So, Wyman, you've described yourself as messy to us. What do you mean by that?
So, yes, mine is a bit messy because I don't really tidy up my room and my things, and even though my desktop of my computer is a kind of messy. So
how many icons do you have on your computer desktop? That's the real tell.
Yeah, can you see the desktop?
I can see my desktop. I think it's about around 30 to 40 icons in my desktop.
Well, here's the real question: is your fielding messy?
Sorry?
I said, is your fielding messy?
Yes. Or
Links
not
are
all.
Probably better there.
Yes, it's not a kind of messy as you see. It's because it is my living room here. But if you see in my room, it's it's a bit too messy. So I don't want to put my computer in my room. So so a kind of my desk in my room is messy as there is a lot of swings in my room, which is about Ingress, and I haven't tidied up it because I don't have time. So even though if my scheduling is not really quite tidy in my scheduling, and so but I think it is quite challenging of and quite interesting of my schedule is messy because it is quite exciting of there is another certain event that slips to my schedule. So that will be quite exciting for me for that experience.
I try to tell my wife the exact same thing. I'm sorry, I can't do the dishes because I'm out ingressing. I don't have the time, honey.
So, Wyman, you have an upcoming Ingress first Saturday on March 7th. Tell us a little bit why you decide to hold on one and what do you hope to get out of it?
I Yes, first Saturday is coming on next Saturday, and I think I want to host Ingress first Saturday as Hong Kong is not I think it's the relationship between two factions are not quite good. And I want to hold the first Saturday for more communication with both factions and so the both factions can have more understanding of what other factions is doing in Hong Kong, and let more people know about Ingress in Hong Kong, as Hong Kong is not really that a lot of effort, not very much advertiser want to advertise Ingress, not like Japan. So not really everyone knows about Ingress. So hosting first Saturday, and I want to have more people to know about what is Ingress and how to play Ingress. As many of the newbies here in Hong Kong, which is I think is some of them will have some older agents which will take them to level 8, but a lot of them just saying hi at the Hangout group, uh, but it's diving because no one comes out and take him to learn about English.
There we go. I knew I was going to do it at least once tonight. Got to unmute yourself so you can hear me. So, in talking to you for the show, getting prepared for it, you described yourself obviously as messy, we just covered, but also as an explorer. So how many different countries have you played Ingress in, and are there any countries or cities on your bucket list that you haven't gotten to yet?
So I'd like to first talk about what I have been to. I've been to Japan for anomaly and for traveling, and I like Japan very much. And then and I go Thailand and go just some Asia's area, but I would like to visit United States and England for for my bucket list, and I because of United States, which is there is a part of Ingress, which is some kind of reason of about Ingress is there is a lot UPV in the United States, and a part of Ingress, I think United States is a really interesting country which is a lot of histories and a lot of sightseeing places like the Yellowstone Park and the Las Vegas and
Las
and
Vegas,
other,
yeah.
yeah. So I like I know Las Vegas is like Macau, but I think Las Vegas is more interesting than Macau. So
It has its places, yeah.
so I think it is my bucket list. So I think I will go United States for next year or just a few years later when I get my visa.
So, if you were king for the day, what improvements or changes would you have made to Ingress?
I think we'll make changes such as the Intel map page first, as the Intel map page is running so slow for me, and there is more it is less function as I think of the Intel map. So I think it's acting more like the chatting is more comes more a bit. I think it's more a bit latest because the chat is always not really that comes to the latest at the Intel map, and the link and the updating of the Intel map is so slow. So maybe making of them to get faster, and then in the Ingress game, I would like. I think in the game is really perfect enough for now, but some kind of ghost names or ghost fields are still remaining there. So I think it is more. It should be have more improvement of the ghost lanes and ghost fields, and even though updating the scan more latest.
You get my vote. Wyman for president.
No.
So, well, we have new artifacts, or whatever you want to call them. They have lots of names. Some of them we can, well, say them
Don't say
here,
it. Don't say it.
yeah. I was trying to be polite to explain, but well, are you excited with these new artifacts and to play them?
Oops, sorry.
Are you excited with the new artifacts to be part of them? Maybe if one of them shows up on Hong Kong or something?
Yes, I feel excited to see the new artifacts going online, and as you know that the new artifact is about Jonathan, and I know it's about Deborah, and I saw it and I like the artifacts for now as it is apart from the Jarvis one, and it is right being more beautiful, and I think no more new artifacts spawning in Hong Kong as last time the Jarvis shard which is coming Hong Kong, and we just stayed at the portal for a whole night for waiting the shards to come. So I think not the second time as while sitting there and just like hanging out, but I don't know what time it was born. So we need a lot of the communication with others and just sending the shards away from Hong Kong. so I think I will visit this artifacts now for other countries, but not in Hong Kong.
Sure.
That's fair enough. Well, my man, are you ready to answer some viewer questions?
Okay.
Let's have some fun, shall we? Let's jump into this pool. All right, our first one is from Mustafa Said. He would like to know what your biggest memory you have about Ingress is. So what is your favorite Ingress memory?
So my favorite Ingress memory is let me think, is traveling around the world playing Ingress with meeting local agents. As when I go to Japan last year, I go myself to Japan, and I meet the many local agents there. They share with me a lot of the local thing and the local culture, which is what I'm thought of. Playing English is not link fields or links or big fields, and my objective is to meet agents and know more about the country's culture of while I meet the local agents there, and so I play English for that, and so it is a great memory for me to go to Japan and talk to the local agents, which is I know a little bit Japanese, so they just share with me with Japanese, and I think it is a very good experience of knowing the Japanese culture and eating Japanese food there, and yes, it is a great experience of knowing them.
Yeah, it's like you said before, exploring and learning new cultures and seeing new things is really Ingress is like a passport that allows you to do all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right.
Yes.
All right. The second question, we're running a bit long on time here, so I'm just going to paraphrase it. Is from King Wa Lam. Essentially, he just wants to know what is the motivation that keeps you playing.
So the motivation keeps me playing is I think is the people around me talking about English and just chit chatting a lot keep uh, and just keep playing and motivate me to walk around Hong Kong and even though walk around different countries and so that motivate me to keep playing English a lot.
Yeah, it's fair
So
enough.
I can't.
It goes
Yes.
along with your explorer mentality persona.
Yes.
All right, so lastly here, I'm going to be a bit selfish and take the question that I want to ask you. Real quick, how did you hear about Ingress? How did you get into it?
I hear about English from my friend, and my friend said, "Oh, you're suitable to play English as you travel a lot and you like traveling and you like to see what's going on and what's the culture in other countries." And I think English is so the friend said to me that I am suitable for for playing English for going visiting the other side of the country and just and just finding which is some of the sightseeing tours for the local trip and seeing what the simple visitors won't go to see it. So Ingress has led me to know more about some great and some exciting locations, which is very beautiful and not more visitors or people know about that place.
Very cool.
Well, it's that time again for our BTS tradition. For better or worse, we give every guest at the end of the interview 60 seconds to talk about whatever they want, to give a shout out or whoever they want to talk about. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, Wyman.
Okay, so so let me think what I like to talk about. I like to talk about uh, so I like to talk about the FS a lot as I organize it and I think it's the motivation of I keep organizing is it is as we know, as we will have twice on the March of the Ingress FS, and I like to meet new agents here a lot, and I think meeting new agents is exciting as they don't know everything, and I need to teach them for Ingress and talk about, oh, where are you from and what are you doing. So I can meet a lot of friends of, even though meeting new agents, and then I think it is a great experience of hosting Ingress FS. And we need to coordinate with other factions, which is another faction has a lot of ideas, and some kind of ideas is not really suitable for the FS at this moment. But I think it is a great experience for letting them know that it's not really suitable, and we come up with a whole idea of how we're going to hold an FS at March, or even though keep going on to hold the Ingress FS.
And can you remind us what the date of the Ingress FS is going to be for Hong Kong?
So for Hong Kong, it is the 7th of March, which is next Saturday, and which is from 12 o'clock Hong Kong time in May 4th. So it will be a great experience to meeting you guys, or meeting you and meeting new agents here in Hong Kong.
Awesome. Thank you, Wyman. But before you go, you're also going to be our guest for the Operation Essex, so you can catch us up on the storyline. Can you summarize the events of the past week for us?
Okay, yes. So wait one moment. So last week has I think you guys know that it is the anomaly week, which we passed by. So this week something happened. So first is Richard, which is saying that he is looking for more information about the new intel, which is presented in Austin, and saying that the acolyte saying that Roland Jaffa is dead. So after that, the Lion Take Project had released the video to us and saying, and we're feeling that Jaffa is disappearing at the video. So we're just curious of why Jaffa is there, and why and how she disappeared, and so what's happening right there. And so go on with the last 2 days, which is they updated us that and let me see, and Crew and Susanna Moyer's video has revealed by Ada, and saying that they have some secret inside Ada, but Ada and Crew don't know what is that, and we are just thinking of the what is that inside the Ada, and who revealed this video to X. And so there is a lot of questions for this week. So and there is a lot of discussion in the XX group. So we are just still looking forward of what Ada will leak of the remaining parts of video, and when we want to know what is inside Ada right now.
It sounds like we're going to find that out in about a month, right? Hopefully at the end of Shonen. So
yes,
maybe more will be revealed, but stay tuned. All right. Well, thank you very much, Wyman. Appreciate it for staying up. What time is it there right now? I don't even know. Is it morning or evening?
It's 10:30 at the morning.
All right. Just in time for lunch then. So thank you again for joining. Really, really appreciate it. It's always interesting to get a perspective, especially from somebody halfway around the world, and learn what they go through on a daily basis. So, all right, folks. For those of you watching at home, it is the point in the show where I get to play Vanna White. Give me 1 second while I cue it up here. It is the code of the show. There you go. Look at that.
Yay!
Don't know what it is. I haven't redeemed it myself personally. I'm sure some of our co-hosts or guests may have, but these are limited redeemable codes, meaning they could be good for 20, they could be good for 500, they could be good for 5,000 redemptions. I have no idea what they hold. Hopefully it's not level 1 XMPs, but you never know. So there you go. Roll the dice, redeem it, share it. Just don't sell it. But I guess you could. If you get somebody to buy it, more power to you. Leave it up there for a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds. Go away in 5, 4,
Get those screen grabs.
3, 2, 1, and gone. Wah, wah, wah.
Gone. Well, now it's time for our next guest. He comes from the same place of our guest host, Amazing Frank. Please welcome to Patrick Lawler from California. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going, Mr. Lawler?
Hey.
Good. I really enjoyed that, and now I look like the old man after Wyman. It's just not
Only
fair
because
at all.
I shaved. I have a gray beard. I couldn't help you out.
Yeah, we all
I
feel
put the
like
beanie on
that.
so you can't see the gray hair, although it's all in the beard.
Yeah, if it
You're
wasn't
good
for your
company.
gray beard, I'd feel completely out of place here.
Yeah, no, I know. Wyman does make me feel old, but that's okay. It's good to have that youthful spirit on the show. So,
Yeah.
all right, well let's just jump in. So I have to say, first off, I am a huge fan of the videos that you did, the Regress series. I think you really captured Ingress perfectly. The comedic timing was spot on. You got all the little digs, the pew pews. I'm gonna set that as my ringtone. So. Before we get to the question, I actually want to show people, I think my favorite one, just because of the acting and everything, it's so subtle, there's not even that much communication that goes on, but it's just so hilarious. It was episode 3, The Eye Agent, that came out July 13th of 2014. So for those of you watching at home, it's only a minute. Bear with us. You're going to laugh your ass off. Here we go.
Our world is funnier than it seems.
So there you go.
Nice.
If you guys want to see more of that in our comments after the show, after we upload the video, we will put a link to Patrick's Regress channel, or Tigler Productions, in the comments. So, all right, moving on. Let's get to the questions. What was the genesis for this series of videos? I mean, they're so well done. The comedy, both verbal and non, is just it's great.
Well,
Why did you guys decide to do these?
thank you for the accolades. It's nice to hear from a fellow Ingress video producer and star. You know, I mean, it's the community. When I started playing it back in the day, no one played, and there was the only video anything was Ingress Report, and you know, they were kind of struggling there at the beginning, but make videos for a living, and I act in them for a living. So it was a natural progression for me, and I enlisted to help my creative partner, Ty Higgins, who by the way is the one who does the pew pew, and he also does all the music and directs. So he and I have been working on some projects together, and I said, hey, I play this game, and he's like, yeah, I know you're an art, and I was like, okay, well, I've been thinking about doing some videos for it. And he's like, sure, it'd be fun. So I enlisted the help of another fellow Ingress player, John Dewey, aka Short Stump, and he and I got together and drank some coffee and wrote some sketches, and we had a great team of maybe 5 or 6 people that got together, and we all just kind of pitched in, and everyone showed up and worked for free, and we shot like 3 episodes in one day, and it was a lot of fun, and I'd love to continue to keep making them.
Well, so that leads me to my next question, because as somebody who does videos, I know the amount of prep work and time that can go into it. Are there going to be more videos in the future, or? Absolutely. In fact, I can announce here today that we have 3 new episodes scripted, and the other goal for Ty and Lawler, by the way, Ty Lawler. Anyway, the long-term goal was so that we could just make sketch comedy videos and make videos that we wanted to make regardless of content, and Ingress was a great platform for us to at least start that process. So we're going to do something brand new, and we have a few episodes that have nothing to do with Ingress, but are equally, hopefully, funny or interesting, and Ty's written a couple himself, so we're going to get a gang of people together, and we're going to hopefully release them simultaneously. So we'll have several new episodes for Regress and several new Ty Lawler funny videos. Excellent. So you've heard it here first, folks. World announcement.
Breaking
more
news.
Regress videos coming. More comedy coming from Ty Lawler Productions. We will definitely share that. Give us a heads up when those go up, and we will let the world know. So. Again, as somebody who's been watching the videos, though, one of them, I think it may have been maybe episode 2. I'm a bit concerned. Was the hobo dead, or was he just sleeping?
Oh, actually, he was in a state of chemical hibernation. So we went back another couple of days later, and he was fine.
Right. It's that whiskey chemical. You got to watch out for it.
Yeah, we'll call it whiskey. Yeah.
Well, welcome back to the show, Patrick. I understand that although you live in California, you may not be native Californian, which, by the way, is pretty common in California, right?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up, and how did you find your way to the Golden State?
Washington, D.C., just like Andrew. And I born and raised, and then went to school in Florida. And then
wait. Can I interrupt you for a second real quick? You were born and raised in Washington, D.C., and now you live in California. First off, you realize in Washington, D.C., there are also no natives as well. So
yeah, no, it's true.
You are one of the few natives. Sorry, I apologize.
And I rarely meet anybody out here who's actually from D.C., so, and not Maryland or Virginia, mind you, actual Northwest D.C.
That's impressive.
St. John's. Yeah.
Impressive.
And then I went to school in Florida, and then went to Wilmington, North Carolina for a few years. My uncle lived there, and he knew I was trying to get into the film industry, and knew I was studying acting, and he said, hey, there's actually a lot of productions going on here in Wilmington. Maybe you should come up and check it out. So I spent the summer up there and never went back. I lived there for 3 years, worked on Empire Records and The Crow, and several other films and TV shows and movies, and got really a better education than anywhere I possibly could have gotten in school. And then fell in love with a girl on Empire Records, and we moved to LA. She was already living in LA, so I was coming anyway, but that was the impetus that actually got me in gear. And I've been here for a long time.
I can't tell you how many transplants have told me that story. I followed a girl out to California.
I bet.
Because for the record, I am a California native, a Southern California native. So if you need a reference, I can be your cred.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Of course, I probably moved like 2 years after you were born.
I will say though, Empire Records and The Crow, two big favorites. Very good.
Right on.
I think I've seen Empire Records like 20 times.
Yeah, they cut me out of it, but I was a
Probably
sound guy
shouldn't have
also.
admitted that, but it's a funny movie. I love it.
It's a great movie.
So how often do you get back to Washington, D.C.?
I try to get. I was just there for a wedding in November, but I try to get back at least once a year. My family's all spread out now, so it's hard. You know, I got my dad's down south, and I got cousins in Memphis, and I got everybody everywhere, so it's hard for me. But seems like I'm going to another wedding in the summer, so as long as people keep getting married, I'll keep coming to DC.
So it is a bragging point of LA as much as we don't want to admit it or we hate it. We love talking about it, but tell me, who does it better? Who does traffic the worst, DC or LA?
Hands down, LA. LA is the worst traffic. In DC,
Right?
at least it's you can plan on it being in traffic twice a day. In the morning, it's perfectly. LA, it could be 3 in the morning. You could be stuck in a traffic jam on Hollywood Boulevard.
And we have like 30 different highways to get somewhere, and somehow they're all jam-packed.
It's true. It's true.
As somebody who just came back from LA, I can vouch for that as well. Your traffic.
Why didn't you hit me up? Whatever, dude.
I didn't have any time. I was kind of busy with a work thing. Somebody was paying me to be there.
Oh yeah, that
Then
experience.
there's,
Unique. Who's kidding who?
then there's that whole, you got to go out for drinks and commiserate with the peoples, and
It's so painful.
I will be there for Pasadena though.
Good man.
The Shonen Anomaly in Pasadena, yes.
That's gonna be awesome.
Okay. If you want to know about traffic, you have to come to Mexico City. So
Is that an invitation, Jorge? Because I'm coming. I need you.
you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Patrick, I was very impressed with one of your little known facts that you answered on our guest questionnaire. You were the first vampire killed off in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the movie or the TV show?
That was a TV show, and I had the honor of being equally creepy and dead at the same time, which was awesome. And I got I got a prosthetic, and they wouldn't let me keep the teeth. They made the teeth specifically for my mouth, and then said, "Okay, great, we want those back now," which I can't even fathom why they would do that, but they did.
How did you get that gig?
I auditioned for it, just like 90% of the gigs that I do get, and 90% of the gigs I don't get, I still audition for. It was I don't do as much TV now. I do mostly commercials, but in my 20s, I did a few TV shows.
Well, how long did your character last before you were killed?
Screen time maybe a minute, but in the storyline maybe a couple of hours. I was the '80s vampire in the pilot, and Buffy used her skills to hone in on me to know that I was a vampire, and then I chased Allison Hannigan through a graveyard where she thought we were going to make out, but I wanted something else. Blood. Not.
So how did you meet your maker? Was it a stake in the heart?
That is exactly right. A stake in the heart. And then I turned to dust.
Do vampires meet their makers?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, good question.
I can't speak for all the vampires, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, you met your maker when he turned you, so, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So unlike most of our guests, your day job probably consists, as you've mentioned, of running around and auditioning and going from point A to point B. So what is the average day of Patrick Lawler like? And by the way, are you any relation to Jerry the King?
Oh, the wrestler. No, but I've gotten that. It's so funny. There's like 2 famous Lawlers. None of them are me, but they're both freaky. Oh, there was a Patrick Lawler who. Sorry, I digress. But do you remember years ago there was that guy who was on a construction site and fell down and got the nail gun went through his head and he lived.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick Lawler.
Wow.
So a day in the life. I drive pretty much all day long, and so my scanner goes with me everywhere I go, obviously. And it's audition, then either shoot, and I work behind the camera too. And so I'm either trying to rustle up new business for the company, or create some for clients, or any day is. I do not have a standard day, but the only thing that is consistent throughout that day is playing some Ingress and hopefully meeting up with some friends at the end of it.
You mentioned that you travel all around your area playing Ingress then. Do you have any favorite places you hit up post-Ingress? Meal, snack, drink?
I will frequent any portal that has a bar attached or a ramen establishment attached. And there happens to be one here in Hollywood that I've been going through quite a bit, and it's become kind of a local spot for all of us to get together. Sometimes we even forget to play Ingress. Rarely, but we can hack from the bar stool, which is pretty awesome. It's called Fukaru Ramen, and it's Hollywood and Normandy. So it's walking distance for me and several other agents, and it's a great place to go.
I'm going to have to check that out. Get some uniques while I'm there.
There you go. Full of portals.
Well, I want to remember everyone that is watching the show that you can submit questions for our guest. If you are watching us via YouTube, you have to click on the banner at the bottom of the video that says "Be part of the conversation," and from there you have to click the square grid menu icon in the upper right, and that's it. Select Q&A, and you are done. As a video producer, Patrick, and an actor, what are your thoughts on the other Ingress videos like Ingress Obsessed or the Ingress Report?
Well, I'm a big fan. I can say that Obsessed has really come into its own. It started out kind of, I mean, I see what they were trying to do, but it what's a diplomatic way?
It sort of changed gears.
They needed a stronger voice.
Yeah, I think they found their voice, and I think it's been great ever since. I've really enjoyed Obsessed and what they've done with it. It's something they should be proud of. I mean, just like Ingress itself, when it first started, it was kind of a fledgling game, and has progressed and has become an established and very successful proof of concept, and I feel like the videos have been doing the same thing, and same with Report.
So there's really nobody else watching this right now. You can be honest with us. It's all right.
Fair enough.
Just kidding. All right. So you've obviously told us about your affinity for farming bar portals. You've also said that you champion and I got to get this right, the Ingress farm to bar movement. I assume you don't mean the free range XMPs, so can you elaborate
farm
on
to
that
table
for us a little bit?
is for hippies. We badass Ingress folk go straight from farm to bar.
Hey, man.
Multiple bars? Is there any you do a theme? Do you do here actually in Arlington? In fact, next time you come out, we'll have to see if we can hit it up. There's a bar on a 20-person bicycle, and you just bike around. Yeah,
I've seen those.
And you just bike around the downtown
Shut
area.
the front door, Andrew.
I think you might have the guy that steers it, but yeah. So anyway.
Oh, those things are awesome.
That's amazing. Can you imagine a beer in one hand, Ingress in the other, and then just pedaling?
I don't understand why we haven't set up an Ingress pub crawl.
Wait, you haven't done that yet?
Not down here, no.
Oh yeah, well, hey, let's get it going.
Right? We need to get together and do this.
You're enlightened, right?
No.
Oh, come on.
Oh, where's the? Gotta go.
No.
It could be a cross-faction event. There you go, man.
Right? Exactly.
All you gotta do is just make one link and call it Field Art. You're good to go.
Those are the best guys.
So, Patrick, for better or worse, Ingress is a game of achievements and stats. Which badge are you the most proud of?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm pretty happy with myself all around. So to pick one is difficult. But I'd probably say Seer, just because it's so hard to get even one board will accept
That is a
it.
tough one. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got 55 accepted, so it's silver, which is a joke, but the 55 it's
No, for Seer, that's still great.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to think that the people that choose the Seer badge are a bit masochistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Because there's no way. I mean, I've been playing since November of 2012, and I have like 41 accepted.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
a
November
long, hard
1.
road.
November when? Do you know the date?
I want to say it was the 19th.
Oh, you're a week ahead of me.
Because it was about a week before Thanksgiving, roughly. Yeah.
The founder badge is also a pretty cool one to have. I like that one. I wish for guys like us it was
Right.
ranking, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Did you get the new pyramid badge today? The Mind
I
Unit
did.
badge?
The Illuminati badge, yes.
Right, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I did, and I'm platinum, and I'm disappointed with myself. I need to step up my game. My goal is to hit 16 by the Pasadena anomaly, which is March 28th. So I got some fields to make.
Are you there?
Do-
Can you hear me, guys?
I can hear you now. You're good.
Well, what aspect of the game did you enjoy the most?
Honestly, the social element. I started off as a lone wolf and just played by myself, so to speak. One other player and I, Osby Feelgood, he and I used to run together, and we'd play, but then I didn't know people talk to each other in the game. It wasn't until maybe a year or two into the game, and I met this player, Cupcake, and she introduced me to the world and everybody in it. And since then, it's been my most treasured memory in the game. It's just been everyone I've met. Last year, I attended a funeral for a fellow agent that passed, Brunhilde, and if you had told me that a year ago that somebody I had met playing Ingress, I'd be going to their funeral and mourning their loss, I would have been shocked. And I've seen so many people get together and become happy couples, and wonderful things have happened during the game, and it's really become my most treasured part of Ingress. It's really the social element.
I've heard you're also a bit of a fielder too, though.
I do enjoy the fielding. Now listen, that having been said, I'm not like, there's a guy in my neighborhood who makes it impossible for me. His name's New Friend, and he is an animal, and he will field all over the place. And then I'll be like, oh look, I no, I can't.
That guy is infamous, man. You friend, he's everywhere.
Yeah, you guys have to have him on the show. He's phenomenal. But I enjoy doing that. I kind of have a little self giggle, It sounds just like that actually when I do it. But that's my favorite part of the game. I mean, other than the social.
Well, now, today, just a couple of hours ago or something like that, we have a new badge on the Ingress. What's that? The Illuminator or something like that. What are your fielding stats?
I'm at 1.8 million mine units, so that made me platinum. But I hate to say that because now by tomorrow it'll be like 3 million, because I'm just gonna go out now and just stack that up. But yeah, for the record, 1.8 mine units, 1.8 million mine units.
So, what aspect about Ingress surprised you the most?
The different kind of people that you meet playing the game. When I see someone play and their playing style and how they play, and then I meet them, I'm like, I never would have thought that you were this person, or a girl, or a 70-year-old man who barely knows how to use a phone but plays Ingress. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me the type of people that play and that really enjoy the game.
It really is a surprise to. I mean, you hear about it all the time, and I keep harping on it, on how Ingress really breaks down barriers. Right, the game doesn't care about orientation or political affiliation or anything like that, and so you get this preconceived notion, because we're all humans, and that's just human nature of who this person might be, and then you meet them, and it's like completely different.
Oh yeah, the spectrum is huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've got folks who, we've got one woman who's a grandmother and in her 70s to, little kids and everything in between. So, all right, my man, are you willing to wade into the deep end of the pool here and field some viewer questions?
I'm a pretty strong swimmer, Andrew. Bring it.
Well, the other one can make for an interesting after dark show. We can visit that one later on.
Yeah, I kind of walked right into that. Damn it.
It's all good. So, all right. So Sherry Pui's got a two-part question. Actually, you answered the latter part, so I'm just gonna hit you up with the first part. How did you find out about Ingress?
Through Android Central, they had an article on it, and I read that, and then I did all this research on it, and then there was somebody he did a blog post, and I can't remember what that was, but he was talking about how this one Resistance player was making his life miserable, and I was like, oh, this sounds awesome. I got to get in on this. So yeah, I got a code eventually. It took forever, but I got a code, and then yeah, it's all history from there.
Excellent. Yeah, I think in the early days, it definitely was a group of people who were sort of the Android fanboys, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
We're all about the technology and the early adopting. All right. Daphne D.
You're a major nerd when you are on a show about a video game that you made a video for, and you have a Star Trek bottle opener. I mean, that's like...
That is awesome.
cheers.
So Star Trek or Star Wars?
Trek.
Fair enough. I'm not even going to scratch and go into deeper because I don't want to get trolled.
So I'm going to jump in real quick, but what's your opinion of the reboots? You like them?
The movies? Yeah, I do. Quite a bit. I'm very impressed with them. I was more of a Next Generation guy. In fact, on my wall, I don't know if you can see on my shelf, there's like a line of silver. Those are all the
Yeah,
DVDs.
my wife is all about the Next Generation. She likes that one too.
Right on. Right on.
All right, well, the lady who's normally here, but I think she's, I don't know where she's at, traveling or someplace. She's watching, and she's got a question for you. So Daphne D would like to know, do you prefer to be in front or behind the camera?
That's a good question. I'm an artist by nature, and I feel like as long as I'm being an artist in one shape or form, I'm content. Sometimes it's great not to have to worry about being on camera when it's someone else's responsibility, unless they're bad, and then I want to just kick them out and take their job. But for the most part, I'd say it's 50-50. As long as I'm a creative element in the project, then I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Gotcha. So as long as something's going on. All right, so I'm getting the virtual shoulder tap here. Kelly Colton is typing a question. I'm trying to read it. This is live TV, folks, so bear with me here. Kelly has a question in case. Yes, go ahead, Kelly. Hi. Yes, I can see you typing. Like I'm on the edge of my seat.
This is fantastic.
Can you share the origin of your agent name? Is her question.
Oh, Ghost Dog. Yeah, there was a film, Jim Jarmusch film in the '90s. Yeah, starring Forrest Whitaker. That I just loved it. I loved. He was a ninja, like a modern day samurai.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Samurai.
It was a weird concept.
It
Yeah.
was.
It was a weird concept, but I loved the film anyway. I love Jim Jarmusch; he's phenomenal, and it just kind of stuck with me. And my Xbox gamer name was Captain Ghost Dog, and I figured I had to roll with it, and I tried to live up to that persona in the first few months playing the game. Then I realized that I was being such a nerd that like, even in the back of my mind, I'm making those fields and going, giggling, and then going, Ghost Dog would be proud. No, I did not do that.
It's okay. You're with friends here, man. It's a safe
Good.
zone.
All right. Cool.
So Forrest Whitaker was your idol. You wanted to be a ninja with a lazy eye. I got you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Forrest Whitaker, though, the casting, right? Who would have thought?
I know. And he was brilliant in it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's the time, Patrick, to let you talk about whatever you want for 60 seconds. So, are you ready for that?
Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We are always ready. So
Wait, let me get the wrap it up music ready.
Yeah. Let me. I'm just
yeah.
preparing for the
So
big hook.
it's time in 3, 2.
Wow, you're really afraid of giving an actor an open microphone. I don't blame you. I just want to give a shout out to the Holly Glen Echo Filas group, and yeah, that's a mouthful, but those are all the awesome people that are in my local hangout, and we need to get some ramen soon. I just want to point that out. You guys are awesome, and yeah, that's it. Look at that. What was that? 20 seconds?
That was, I think, like 15. You have another 45.
Yeah.
Okay, also West Side, LA. What's happening West Side?
Just start throwing names in there.
Yeah, Coma, you rock. That's all I got, seriously.
How about 30 seconds on, you mentioned you got some comedy sketch things, not Ingress related, coming out. Why don't you
Okay,
touch
good
on
idea.
that a little bit?
And I do, there's another shout out I should say, is everybody who helped with Tiger with the regress videos. It couldn't have been done without the help of people who gave a damn about doing something fun for Ingress. Yeah, just have a look at our G Plus page or our YouTube page at Tiger Productions, and yeah, keep an eye out. Follow us, and cross your fingers. We'll put it out soon. I have no dates yet, but I got to get a bunch of people together, so hopefully it'll be soon. The scripts are amazing.
Cool. Definitely look forward to that.
And thank you guys for having me on.
No,
Thank you, Patrick, for joining us tonight, and we really appreciate it.
I will definitely hit you up when, actually Kelly and I, when we go out to Pasadena for Shonen. So.
Absolutely. That's great. And hopefully I'll get to meet you too, Frank.
Yep, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Well, he is resistant, so maybe in passing or something.
Yeah. I'll just give him like a cold eye.
We'll just have some scanners down rule or something. I don't know.
Just has to meet at his house and then just drop all your media and keys there.
Right? Thanks. That's
All
not
right,
a thing, guys. That's not a thing. Don't do that.
Well, again, thank you to Wyman. Thank you to Patrick for coming on. Appreciate it. Join us next week. I honestly, I can't think right now. I don't know who's on, but thanks for watching. Happy hacking.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys. Yeah. So, talking about vampires, Andrew, I can notice that you don't know anything about vampires. The maker,
I know a lot about
their
vampires.
maker.
Dude, Buffy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It's like, that's my formative years right there, man.
The movie was horrible.